All right, people, what is going on? You are now on the first official live stream Q&A from me, yours truly, Cleveland Terry. Hope you guys are all good. Hope everybody's good. It's been kind of a hectic couple of weeks for everybody out there. So it's been nice to be able to just kind of connect with fellow DJs, live streaming, just a little bit of everything. So we ready. I know you're ready. I'm ready too. But I'm still waiting for questions. I'm still waiting for people to actually ask some things. I got a couple of questions that we'll start with, but I need people to start feeding this thing up. I'm going to keep going for at least an hour. Feel it out. Try to keep it open. I'm not going to get too detailed and too specific on certain things just because it doesn't make for good conversation. So we're going to go through these questions. While I'm getting questions populated, let's check over to some of the questions that have come through on my page. Okay, let's see here. Oh, this is a good one. Please just hold on. Please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds. I haven't changed anything. Let me check my settings here and make sure we're good. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Okay, so we're just not going to worry about that. Hopefully it's coming through well. Okay, so let's ask this first question. This one comes from Alley Boy. And Alley Boy says, how do you pick and choose your music downloads with so much being released on record pool sites? Do you just pick what's currently trending, or do you go through the whole list of new uploads? Okay, that's actually a very good question. To be honest with you, there's way too much music to try to go through. It's just impossible. So yes, so stick with the current hits first. That's what I say. Always hit the current hits. But if you see something that looks interesting, if there's an artist that that you follow that is somebody special to you, take a listen, because sometimes they'll pop some stuff up that isn't supposed to be for radio, but it still hits. And then that can be one of those special songs that only you have. But I stick with the pop ones. There's too much music, and look, just like any other thing out there, it's distributed by the labels. So they're sending these companies, the BPMs, the DJs, everybody, music. Here you go, guys. This is our hot stuff right now. And sometimes it's just not hot. And you can spend a lot of time wasting time going through all this stuff. So just stick with the basics. If anything, I would go through some of the remix pages, see if there's anything you like from there, before I would just kind of pull random stuff. So go with that. Okay, the next one is from Nakia Brown. It says, I hope I said that right. If I didn't, sorry. It says, I love to do remixes, so I would like to know where to get acapellas from, because some DJs seem to have all the acapellas and a lot of record pools do not seem to have them. Is it because these DJs are well connected? Well, yes and no. I mean, there are still a lot of companies out there, a lot of record pools that actually offer acapellas. BPM Supreme is one that comes to mind. They have a huge amount of acapellas, and I pull them daily. So they have acapellas and they have instrumentals. So I know BPM Supreme is one of them. Check down the live chat list, because I'm sure somebody else will have some recommendations for you. Also, there is a acapella site that I probably shouldn't be naming, and I'll have to remember what it's called. But they actually pull acapellas. They'll strip them away and post them on their site. And I can't remember what it's called right now, because I'm not even really sure. I'm pretty sure it's not legal. If I remember it, I'll post it. If not, it is what it is. Motofel, hey, what's going on? Okay, let's start from the top here. And let's see if we have any questions that are popping up here. Full Blast Radio, what's going on? Deshaun, what's going on? Ray McGuffey asks, with powered speakers, when do I use a powered mixer like your Yamaha? That's actually a very good question. And there are completely different sides to this. So if your speakers are powered, you don't technically need anything but your standard mixer. So if you have, your Rain mixer or your Pioneer mixer, like that's all you really need. And you can go right out. People that output to a secondary mixer and then to the powered speakers, that's just because they want a little more control, just to get a little more granular with the way it sounds and the way it looks. But in general, you can pretty much get through with just your normal controller, your normal hardware, and then just EQ the hell out of those 3 bands, I found that it's pretty good. And plus, you can always go into the speakers and then cue those up too. I always start with the speakers and then I move on from there. Okay. Ray McGuffey, I love your work. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Let's see here. Louis Serrano asks, did I ever demo the portable denim? You mean this guy right here? And the answer is, I have. And, you heard that? The answer is, I have. And the second answer is, that review is actually coming next week. So next week we should be good. If not, the week after. You know, every time I think I'm going to come out with this review, something else pops up. Somebody calls me and is like, hey, I want to talk to you about this. And then that might take precedence just because of timing, but it's going to happen in the next couple of days. Reviews can be a little hard to do. I'm not going to lie to you. Because the way I like to do them, it's just, it requires a lot more work. Okay. Let's see here. Are you paying Gordon Omandias, are you paying any licenses to operate as a DJ? You'll have to be more specific with that. I mean, yes, I have a business license. I have a state license. I have insurance. I have everything known to man that you have to do in order to run a business as a DJ. As a DJ, technically speaking, if anybody hires you, you're supposed to have these things. You're supposed to have the business license. You're supposed to have, if say for instance, if you're in a county that requires a, because there's 2 different licenses. There's your state license, which is the ability for you to do business in that state, okay, which is required by everybody that's trying to sell a product or sell services. And then you have, if you're in a county, wherever the county resides, you will have another license just for that county. So you are required to have that license too. So. And then if you go to other cities and you're doing business in those, they may require you to have a business permit there. So there's a lot of little small amounts of money that just keep popping up here and there. It can add up quickly. Okay. Full Blast Radio. How do you get your stream to look so good in HD quality? Because I have a really good camera. Like a really good camera, and I have a really good lens. I'm using the Panasonic G9. And I have the Leica 1025 1.7. So this combination right here is a beast. It's an expensive beast, but it is a beast. So I can't recommend G9 enough. The Panasonic G9 is probably, a lot of people would choose the GH5, and the G9 is just the sister of the GH5. Like I said in one of my other videos, the IBIS in it is amazing. It's just a great camera. So that's what I'm using. If you want good quality, you have to get away from your webcams. You have to get away from a lot of things. But the webcams in particular, there's only so many that are good. So if you can get a camera with a camera card, you're going to see night and day difference on your pictures. And if you noticed, I'm sitting in real low light because my lens is such a good low light lens, and the camera can do low light very well. I don't have to blast a whole bunch of light on it, so I can get some real cool ambiance. It's just little tricks of the trade. Okay. Randy Lawrence, where do you get your artwork in the back? So I actually have a Amazon affiliates link that's usually in a lot of my videos now. I've been posting them here and there. But maybe I'll post it in the chat here. But on there has everything that I use, which includes my artwork, where I got my artwork and everything. So if you guys like it and you guys want to help me out, click on that affiliates link. If you're going to buy something, it helps me out, helps the channel. Appreciate it. So actually, while I'm doing that, I will grab that link right now. Okay. So while I'm doing that, okay. Terrell Tet Thomas, do I need a DMX with my powered speakers? No, because DMX is for lighting, not for speakers. So if you have another question to go along with that, oh wait, hold on. I gotta fall down. DBX. Okay, do you need a DBX? No, you do not need a DBX. You don't need the drive racks, although the drive racks are very, very good. We keep them in all of our systems that were bi-amped, not like non-powered speakers. We send everything through there and then down the chain. I love the Drive Rack. It's a very good system, but I've also found that I can get the same sound just by doing some EQing on the front end versus going through that. But there's nothing wrong with the Drive Rack. If you can get one, get one. Like I said, we use them in all our systems. They're very, very good. Okay. The DJ Paul asks, well, what D company do you like? Get a little more specific because I don't know what that means. Moto Fail, how's it going, pal? Just jumped up on me, of course. Let's see, let me get back up here. Okay. Mac Joseph, Denon is going to get a day. We definitely need Denon to get a day mode. That's really, really important to me. I know it's coming. It's just a matter of time. I've been messing with the Rain 70, and they don't have a daylight mode, or at least I haven't been able to get it to switch over. But every time it goes to sleep, the little display panel reverts to a black on white. So the daylight mode is in there. It's just not being utilized right now. So everybody needs a daylight mode. Daytime, it's important. I mean, it's not a hard thing to do, so just do it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Don Claire asks, what are your thoughts on mixers? 2 channels versus 4 channels? Well, okay. I don't care either way because, like I said, I use my Pioneer S9 and my Rain 70, and those are both dedicated 2-channel mixers. If you were doing some serious remix work where you want to have acapellas and the instrumental and then a third instrumental or a third sample that maybe you're scratching on, yeah, I can see a use for it. If you have some things where you need to funnel in different auxiliary sound, then yes, that 4-channel is going to work. But just right off the bat, do I use the 3 channels to like show skills? No, I'm fine with 2 channels. I'm fine with 2 channels as long as there is a dedicated mic channel. So if there's 2 mics, I need 2 dedicated mic channels. That's it. Because right now, with my old SX2, it had 4 channels, but one of those channels was dedicated to the mic. So in reality, it had 3 channels. And then if I had a video montage, well, that's another channel. So in reality, I'm still using 2 channels. So it doesn't really matter to me as long as there's that dedicated mic and dedicated auxiliary. Okay, let's see. All right, Richard Ellis Sr., excuse me, I don't want to get that wrong. What do you think about making your own remixes, mashups at home and using them at the club or parties? Do it. Make it yours. I mean, as long as they're good, what does it matter? I mean, I have a buddy of mine, Kid Cutup, and he does all of his own mashups and stuff, but they're dope as hell. So it creates a very unique event for you because nobody else is playing what you're playing. So as long as you can get away with it, do it. If you go too far, I find that sometimes the people that are there dancing, if you're too far off what they're used to, it's gonna backfire on you. But as long as you can keep that tone, that original tone through the whole thing, you'll be fine. So mash up away. Now, if you're saying I'm gonna mash up, I'm gonna do like Kid Rock over a Wu-Tang Clan, depending on the club, I mean that may not be a good idea, but it just depends. Your mileage may vary. I say that all the time, but it is true. Every situation is different. If I'm hitting a nightclub that is heavy in hip hop, I'm probably gonna stay away from the mashups and go more maybe acapellas into like different break beats. But it all depends. It just depends on the club. Let's see here. Has anyone told you you look like Talib Kweli? Yes, I get that, and one of the Wu-Tang boys. I can't remember who it is right now. But yeah, I get that all the time. And John Sally, the old basketball player. Okay. Let's see. DJ Willie Y'all. I think I said that right. With the pandemic in mid-swing, I guess, what's your estimate opinion on when mass gatherings, parties will be back? Well, that depends entirely on what your governors do, because some of these governors are stupid right now. I'm all for taking time to flatten the curve. I'm all for doing it right the first time instead of doing it right for a little bit and then you start getting together again and everybody gets sick again and then they cancel the world again. So I'm not for that. I want to do it right the first time and go from there. That's the most important part to me. Okay. I think that if it's done right, we will start seeing people outside of their homes probably by June. In July, you still won't see mass gatherings. I don't think we're going to see mass gatherings until, maybe late August, September. And that's assuming that everything goes according to plan. As far as how many people will be able to gather, I think it's going to start out small. I think we're probably going to have like a 25 gathering. It'll start with like a 10, and then a 20, and then maybe a 50, and then 100. But that's going to be over time. So we might not see 100 till like October, November. And that's assuming that we don't catch a second wave, which I've been hearing about. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Just cross your fingers that people do what they're supposed to do, and we don't get that second wave. Okay, let's see. Amazing Grace the DJ asks, how are you enjoying the live streaming? Well, I've been talking to a few of my YouTube DJ guys, and it's interesting because the DJ guys, a lot of them don't like to DJ. Like it's not necessarily fun for them. I grew up DJing. I started DJing even before I went into MCing and all that other stuff. DJing was my backbone. So I have a love for DJing, and you're never going to take that out of me because that's just me. So anytime I can go and express myself artistically, whether that be DJing or making content, that's what I'm going to do. So I love streaming right now. I wish we didn't have so many issues with being booted and stuff like that, but looks like some things are on the rise. But it's great for me. Yep, Corey, Inspector Deck, you nailed it. Okay, DJ Tondo. Okay, I take a 25% deposit for any bookings. Now I'm stuck having to pay them back. What do you advise me to do? Funds are mad low now. Okay, so there's a difference of opinion with deposits. Okay, what we've done is we take a deposit that's non-refundable, and for all the people that have had events that have had to stop because of Corona, well, we are postponing events. So their deposits are still being applied. It's just being moved to to wherever they choose to put it. So I'm a big proponent of keeping the deposit and then just allowing for the postponement. If somebody tells you, we are just canceling outright, we're never going to have this event ever again, I would question that, because a lot of people still are going to have events. It's just they're just trying to find a way to get money back from all the people too. So I would tell people there's a credit. If I would go with credit first, and then if they're like, nope, I want my money back, well, then you can tell them what I've told people is that, okay, and this has only happened twice out of the 60 clients that have moved their date. That's fine. We can refund you your deposit, but it's not going to come now because there's no money coming in. This is a business and the money's gone. So as soon as we start back up again, then I will refund your money. So that's the way I look at it. Tell them that it's coming, but you have to wait. Okay. All right. Big Paw 77. Is there a special license that can be bought by IG or Facebook that allows DJ to operate without getting shut down? Like the big name DJs do this without a problem. The big name DJs do this without a problem because they already have approval from the labels. So ASCAP and BMI have already basically put them on their exceptions list. So, the D-Nices of the world can do this. That's not us. I mean, technically speaking, even if you were to buy, because you could buy a commercial, I forget the word I'm using, but basically a commercial play thing. You could buy that. It's not that cheap. It's like, $800 to $1,000. But even then, you still risk getting kicked off. And then the only difference is that you're going to be able to tell them after the fact, no, I have a right to play this. And then that's it. So is it really worth it? Probably not. There's things that are coming out right now, like the Mixcloud, that's allowing. I would just go with that, to be honest with you. Let's see why I'm getting keyframe errors and see if I can bump this. By the way, is everybody seeing me okay? Am I good? Just leave it in the comments below. Let me know that I am. Okay. Let's see. Randy Lawrence. Want to ask, have you heard of any apps that you can use to layer and overlay logos for your phone on iPad, like OBS for your MacBook, for yours? Well, that's a good question. I have seen a couple of OBS style apps. I don't have the names for them. But if you Google, I mean, all you have to do really do is go onto the App Store and then type in OBS. A lot of them, there's like a Restream variant for your phone too. I don't know the names of them though, but I do know they exist. As far as you're creating your design and stuff like that, your guess is as good as mine. I would just say, Google it, go from there. Okay. Okay. Waddy J. What's going on, my man? Waddy J. Waddy J is an up-and-coming guy. You guys want to follow Waddy J, go on his Instagram. Follow him on Instagram. He also has a little YouTube page, but he is an up-and-coming tour DJ. Before this happened, I mean, he was doing real big things. So, get on that, man. Follow him. Okay. When are we getting some merch? You know what? It's funny. I just started looking at stuff right now, and I'm working on it. It's time. I'm only one person. I need an assistant, but I don't have an assistant. I just have me. So we'll get through it. Okay. Official Monkey just slowly started reopening Dubai. Yeah, I mean, it's coming. It's coming. Obviously the people that got it first are the ones that are going to reopen first. People that, I mean, even in the United States, I mean, there's an entire middle section that are literally just getting it right now. So it's silly to me to think that you can open up one portion of the country. Meanwhile, an entire, 2/3 of the population still has it and risks going into your state and giving it to you guys again. So we all have to just kind of hold back, and then it'll get there. Okay. Okay. Ray McGuffey, do you think DJs will be forced to reduce their fees as we get back to normal? Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on how you do your packages. My packages they're based upon the type of event you're having, but as a DJ, your fees shouldn't be reduced. I mean, if you're doing for a 4-hour event, you're still doing a 4-hour event. It doesn't change because there's less people there. So I don't see why you would have to reduce your fees. Like for me, because I do a lot of larger events with dancers and all lighting and all that stuff, what I expect to see is a lot of people just doing just not as big parties. So they're not going to have those second and third dancers, and they're not going to have all that extravagant lighting. So it's going to, by default, come down because people aren't going to need as much. If you're trying to sell some, high-end speaker system, like some people do, like they have their standard one and then they have their, their big one, then yeah, you're going to have to probably bring the smaller one and you're going to make money. You're going to lose money off of that, but hey, at least you're working, right? Let's try to think about this positive. Okay. Free Joe Exotic. I don't want to free Joe. I just want to arrest everybody else. Because everybody else, they're just as bad as Joe is. So they should all be in prison. Hey, Eleanor, how's it going? Okay. Let me jump back up here. Okay. Lewis asked again, have you ever tried music production like on a machine, an MK3? No, I've never used the machine, but I do use Ableton. This is my push to. That's what I do all my production on. Before I started the DJ company, literally I was producing music. That was my go-to. So I've never used machine. I have friends that use machine and swear by it. I've been using Ableton, Pro Tools. I just got Logic, so I'm gonna start working with Logic and see what happens. But yeah, never used machine. I think we got some people flirting on here. Okay, Crime Dog asks, what's the best Serato controller for a beginner DJ, like an SR2 or DDJ 800? What do you recommend? I recommend whatever you can afford. Anything below, I mean, even the 800 is probably more than a beginner needs. I think 400 and below are probably the best bets. Now, look, if you are a beginning DJ, but you want to do this, then get the 800. If you just want to dabble in it and you're not really sure, it looks cool on TV, go with something cheaper and then go from there, because it's not worth spending your hard-earned money and realizing that it's sitting in your closet for 6 months. I've done that with a lot of gear, like my XP1. I don't even touch it. So just keep that in mind. Okay. Okay. Fidel Pena. In your opinion, which brand of turntables would you recommend for a beginning turntablist? Well, anything. You got to look. You're going to have to pay money for a good set of turntables. So that could be the PLX 500s. I believe those are direct drive. The 1000s are fantastic. The Techniques, all the Techniques are fantastic, all the way from the 1970s Techniques. If you can find some of those and then get them refurbished in your town, you're going to find that those will last you forever. In my office, we have 7 sets of Techniques, 8 sets of Techniques, and we've never bought a new set. We've always bought them used, and they work fantastic. Every so often you got to get them serviced, but besides that, they work great. Some people will tell you, the Stantons are good, or even the what are they called? What's the other turntable company? The Reloops. The Reloops are very good too. Okay. All right. Where are we at? Okay. Eric Landia. P.S. I've heard this theory that DJs who are streaming don't love to DJ underneath. Who aren't streaming don't love to DJ underneath. Just want to say some of us don't love being a singular point of focus via a video. Okay. So you're talking two different things here. One, there are a lot of DJs out there that actually don't like DJing. And I think that's just hilarious to me. Because that's like being an artist that hates to paint. It's just, look, if you're doing something, you literally should want to do it. What they say is, if you love it, it's never gonna be a bad day. You're never gonna have a bad day, which is true, not true. But I love to DJ, so this is easy for me. And I mean, I'll do parties where it's like the same party for 3 weeks, and it always feels new because I'm constantly changing. It's not like, a lot of DJs, what I find is they have their playlists, and then they get to the party and they start at 1, and then they go all the way down to 75. Okay, and they do that every single party. I don't do that. While I have folders with music that I know I want to play, I play from energy. I play what's in my heart. And if I'm not feeling it, I don't play it that day. Or if I want to feel like I want to change it up, I'm just going to start searching. So I think that people who keep playlists together, it's a good thing because it allows you to finally understand how your flow should go. But it can be a hindrance too, because people get stuck in those ways and then they don't go outside of it and try new things because they're stuck in this one thing. So there's a benefit to both of them. Oh, and about the other one, not wanting to be in front of the camera. Yeah, I get it. Basically just stop acting like the camera even exists and just do your thing. You're alone in reality in your room. So people, if they're staring at you, you don't have to think that they're staring at you. You can think they're doing other things. So don't stress over that. Nobody said you had to get on a microphone and say a whole bunch of words throughout the entire set. Just do your thing. There's people who like that. There's people who don't like that. And if your style is just play great music, just play great music. Okay. Eleanor retracted. I wonder what that was. Okay. Vernon, thank you. Appreciate that. Zarena. That's funny. She has the same last name as me. What suggestions do you have for someone wanting to get started DJing? Okay. So, by the way, Zarena, that's my sister. So what suggestions do I have? Basically, if you want to start DJing, start with the basics. And that would be as easy as creating a Spotify playlist, creating an Apple Music playlist of music that you would think about playing if you were DJing. Because the most important part of DJing is the music you play. Not your skills, not your scratching, not your abilities, but the actual music you play. So once you start creating playlists that work for you and you think you get a good understanding of it, then you can get into little things. There's software, there are apps for your iPads, your computers. I mean, DJ's got a great app for your computer. You can start learning off of there and then go from there. But if you really want to learn, well, you're gonna have to either go to schools or go on YouTube and try to find somebody out there. I mean, scratching. As far as scratching is concerned, what is his name? I can't remember it right now. I'll think about it and I'll put it back. So, okay. DJ show, Ecamm Live. Oh, there you go. All right, guys. So the person who asked about the streaming, Ecamm Live is for your phone. So check that out. Terrell Williams. Okay, so Terrell Williams, this is my man. All right, this man, DJ Rel. Go on Instagram, follow him. DJ Rel is one of the best DJs you will ever see. He's underrated. He's known. People who know him know him. But that man is dope. So that man, follow that man. DJ Rel is his Instagram. So make sure you follow that man. Okay. What are your thoughts on the Rane 70? Is it worth the price tag? Well, the price tag is right in line with the Pioneer S9. And I'm going to put my review out for the Rane 70 probably next week. I've been using it for a few days now, and it's worth it. It's worth it. It's a really good mixer. It takes the best qualities of like the 72 and the versatility of, I guess not the versatility, but the ease of use of like the 62, and then puts it together. And there's a lot of really cool features in there that I'm going to talk about in my review, but I see no reason why anybody should not buy the Rane 70. It's a great mixer. Okay. All right. Hold on. We are going to move this over here because that is in my way. Okay. So let's see here. Who we got? We got. Okay. Humzish. How to start DJing. Well, I mean, if you follow what I just said to Zarena, it's the same thing. Honestly, guys, YouTube is fantastic for learning, and people really should utilize it more than they do. It's not just for looking at, some of these stupid kids out there. It's literally, you can learn anything you want on YouTube. So start there and figure out if it's even something that makes sense to you. I mean, a lot of people look at DJs, and a lot of people get confused about DJs because they look at DJs and then they look at producers and they see what producers are doing and they're like, oh my God, I need to be a DJ. But in reality, they want to be a producer, where a lot of producers are going, oh, I don't know how to DJ, but they have to be DJs because people expect if you're a producer, you're supposed to DJ too, when they are completely different things, completely. So it's always funny to me how they want to put it all together because they're not. They're not. The DJ's ability to rock a crowd is completely different than a producer's ability to rock a crowd with their music. And you can't just put them together and assume. Now, the difference is if somebody goes to see a producer DJ's show, they're playing all of their music. So people are going because they want to hear that music. But when you go to a regular club, you go to hear a DJ because you want to hear all the music. So it takes a different skill set than just your standard everyday producer to be able to DJ. But yeah, go online. There's a lot of schools out there too. DJ Angelo has a very, very good, it's old. I mean, it's probably like 10, 15 years old. But DJ Angelo has a really good YouTube series on learning how to DJ, learning how to scratch. You should check that out. But there's a whole bunch of sites out there that are great. Also, if you also want to learn how to scratch right now, there is Beat Junkies are doing what they call Homeroom, which is a fantastic class setup. It's all live. It's all free right now. But check out there. They've been doing it pretty much every week. And there's like, I want to say there's like 25 episodes. And they're hard. I mean, I've been on there and it's helping me too. So check out Homeroom. Okay. Eleanor. So I'm a female DJ for just about a year, still learning. And one day someone told me that I'm bad. Made me feel real bad. From that day, I haven't been able to recover. Any tips on how to get over it? First off, there's always somebody that thinks you're bad. Okay. No matter what you do. You could be the best DJ on the planet, and somebody's going to be like, come on, man, I could have done that. And they will hate on you. So don't stress over that. Every DJ that ever started was bad. There was no DJ that picked up a turntable and was like going crazy, and all of a sudden they were, Jazzy Jeff. That doesn't happen. Everybody starts out bad. It's how you learn and grow and take criticism. You got to be critical of yourself, because a lot of DJs I've seen that are bad, but they don't know they're bad because they lack the ability to be self-critical. Because there's one thing for somebody to tell you you're bad. And it's another thing for you to know you're bad. Once you start knowing your weaknesses, then you can improve upon them. But if you're going through life like, oh man, I'm so great, and somebody tells you you're bad and you weren't expecting it, it's gonna hurt bad. So, only thing I can tell you is learn from when that person told you were bad. You should have asked them, why am I bad? Because if somebody says, oh, I don't like the way you did that, well, why? Let me know. And if they tell you it and it's something you agree with, okay, different story. But if it's something like, oh, well, I would have done a crab scratch versus a baby scratch, shut up. Who cares? Then you get up here. Oh, you're not up here. That's right, I'm up here. So don't stress over them. Just do your thing. But practice, practice, practice. Eleanor, practice, practice, practice. Drop your mixtapes on all these sites. I've had people send me DMs on Instagram with their mixtape links to their SoundClouds or the Mixclouds. And if I have a moment, I take a listen and I'll give you serious opinions and go from there. But yeah, I don't have a problem with that. But how to get over it? Start small. Start with your friends again. Start with people you can trust that will be honest with you. Don't listen to just people there. Don't listen to haters. Don't listen to DJs. You need to lock in with some friends, some friend DJs. Don't listen to hater DJs, because there's more hater DJs than there are friend DJs. Okay. All right. Waddy J, where can I? Anytime you want, Waddy. Anytime you want. Oh, by the way, I hope everybody's got their drinks. Vodka tonic here. I got plenty of bottles. Over the last couple of days, people have just been dropping bottles off at my house. I don't know why. Maybe they think I'm high strung, but they're dropping bottles off, so I'm drinking. All right. Oh, by the way, don't forget, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you aren't subscribed to me. That always helps me out. Hit that subscribe. Okay. Where are we at? All right, Eric. S9 versus Rain. I got a video coming out on that too. There's going to be two videos. One, my Rain opinion, and then two, the S9 versus it. The S9 is a great mixer. So I'm not taking away from the S9. But the S9 is old. Okay? There's a lot of things that the Rain does that the S9 just doesn't do. So it's not the S9's fault. It came out before it. Rain could take a look and go, oh, they want this and they want this and they want this. Let's put it on there. It's not their fault. So when that S10 comes out or whatever they got coming out, I'm pretty sure it's going to take the same things that it saw from all the other mixers, and then they're going to have their version, and it's going to be just as good and or better. So if you are like a super Pioneer fan, and you like, because some people they're Rain fans and some people are Pioneer fans. So if you are those types of people, then you just gotta pick what you love. Or for some people, if you are a Pioneer guy, I would wait. I would 100% wait right now. I would not buy an S9. So, and by the way, pretty much everything we're talking about here, like I've had videos on. So like I have would you buy a S9 in 2020? I got a video on that. You can check that out. I got all these kinds of videos. I try to think ahead and hopefully it's working. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, Alto Cargo asks, do you think the Prime 4 is a complete and good piece of equipment, and is it good for professionals as well as beginners? Yeah, I mean, it is a professional controller. It gives you all the things that a professional would need. In fact, I would say, as far as controllers go, and as far as the level of things that it gives you, it's probably top of the line when it comes to professionals. But it's not for everybody. I mean, you got to be able to use the Denon Prime software. You got to get used to that. The Denon Prime 4 is a bigger controller. It is. And I mean, I used it. It was great, but I didn't have it in a case. I just brought it with me. It's big. So For some people, that's not going to work. Now, the Prime 2 is a great size, but the Prime 2 actually lacks a lot of the features that the Prime 4 has. So I'm at odds with that because I wish they would have put the features from the 4 in with the 2 and then just had a lower price point. You know, I mean, I know they need to differentiate, but to me, they should have been the same, just one's a 2-channel, one's a 4-channel. Okay. But as far as the beginners are concerned, no, I don't think it's good for a beginner. I think you should probably go with like, if you're looking for an all-in-one, then I would probably go with the Prime 2. I would probably even look at their record box versions. But you know, that's a lot of money to spend for a beginner. And I just say, you know, sometimes you just gotta wait it out. You gotta wait it out. Okay. P4 boot. Okay, in your live stream, the Prime Go, the Prime Go just cut the sound for a few seconds. Did you ever figure out what happened to it? Did it ever happen again? In your live stream, the Prime Go cut the sound for a few seconds. I don't know. Oh, no. That was on me. That was on the alcohol. It was just a shorter song. I thought it was a longer version. I played the quick cut version and it stopped on me. So that's what happened. That was on me. So yeah, I figured it out. It works just fine. All right. Let's take a quick break. Just because I need to go for a second. So I knew there wasn't anything wrong with the S9 per se. So I guess I didn't think about it. I don't know. Maybe it was just me thinking about the set or me consuming all those shots. Or me consuming all those shots. Hold on one moment. Hey, future me, what are you doing? I'm editing your videos. What else would I be doing? No. I get that. Why are you using virtual DJ samples? Well, you said that you would never use the virtual DJ samples. So I put them in to show VDJ users that we care. See? I'm helping you out. You know you're probably going to piss them off again. No, we're cool. I'm on the forums. I got a username, I got a password and everything. I'm a part of the community. And when you're a part of the community, you can make jokes. You know, because we're all just having fun. That's what we do. And it's kind of like being black. Because you know when you're black, you can say, hey, come on, man. Trying to get me demonetized? Why are you being so stupid? Well, considering you from the past, if I'm stupid, I got it from you. Whatever. Yeah, whatever back at you. Why don't you go say something smart on the camera, smart brother? Back again. This is not your everyday Q&A. We're gonna have a little fun with it. It's not just me asking questions. Let's have some joy. As a matter of fact, let's just throw some music in the background here. Just because. Okay, back to this. And you catch me there. There we go. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here as soon as it catches me in the camera. There we go. Okay. All right, back to this. Prime Go. Okay. Carly. What's up, Carly? Camera quality A1. That's what I like to hear. Look, I don't like to do things half-ass. So when I started this channel, I was always trying to figure out, you know, how I could make it better. And I'm constantly, literally just trying to improve upon everything that I do. So, you know, I hope it's been paying off for a lot of people because I put a lot of work into it. So I think so. I mean, you know, it looks like it's working. Okay, let's get back to, okay, I hate when it jumps like this. Where'd it go? Sorry, the live chat just jumped on me, so I'm trying to... Okay. Warren, thank you, man. Appreciate you. You know, I just try to be me. That's all I can do. All right, crypto delivery. Okay. Asked, what should I use for playing live on Android streaming, YouTube, on YouTube or Twist. That might be Twitch. You can, I believe there's a couple of things out there. I believe down in the comments below, there's actually some things that you can download and use for that. I think the thing you should probably realize is that you just have to make sure that your Android can play like out of your hardware. That's the key. Okay. All right, Lon Lee, PLX 500's trash. Well, you know, it's each their own. When a beginner's asking, you know, I don't want to lead them to the $800, $900 gear right off the bat. So you can take a look at Lon. I've only used them a couple times. I am not a beginning DJ. I'm a professional, so I'm going to take the PLXs. Okay. DJ Tondo, do you know if Pioneer is dropping a new 2-channel mixer? I know that it would be stupid for them not to drop another 2-channel mixer. So we're going to leave it at that and say that they better and go from there. Okay, Waddy J, PLX 1000 or MK2s? Well, if you're talking to DJ Royal, he would say MK2s without question. I like the 1000s. I like the torque on them. A lot of people do not like the torque, and they just prefer the MK2s. But for me, you know, the 1000s for me are where it's at. Okay, DJ Jack, surname. Okay, VDJ 2020 or Serato Pro or Rekordbox DJ for DVS with phase. Jesus, that is a lot right there. Okay, I will say this. Okay, they are all good. Like legitimately, all of them are good. VDJ 2020 is good. Serato DJ Pro is good, and Rekordbox is good. And it's just a matter of what you want to do. They will all work with phase, like every single one of them. If you were looking for an upside to phase, in a couple of months, phase is going to come out with a direct USB, so you don't have to plug in your RCAs into the mixer anymore, right into the computer for Serato. So Serato and phase have a thing going on. So if that is your thing, then you're going to want to go with Serato. I'm mixed with that because while I like the fact that you can use your USB and it's going to prevent any more of that vibration issues or whatever communication issues that sometimes they have, it's just another USB port that I have to plug in, and I don't want to have to plug it in. Like right now, I can plug it into just like a iPhone power source, and I don't have to plug it in at all. So I would prefer to do that over plugging it into another USB port. I only have so many. Okay. It's me, DJ Mario says Reloop. Yeah, Reloop's good. I have a hard time. The only thing with Reloop is their platters are high. Like they're raised up. I know it's not a big deal, but I kind of have a hard time with that for me. There's nothing wrong with them though. And obviously the extra cue points and all that stuff is fantastic. Have I ever DJ'd on an iPad? Lewis asks. I mean, I've played around with it, but I've never DJ'd professionally. I've never taken it to a club or anything. But I don't do the splitters or anything like that. So no, technically speaking, I've never really DJ'd on it. I've just played around with it. Okay. Warren asks, what about the Rain 12s versus turntables with phase? Hey, they're both doing the same thing. Okay. And that's removing the, control tone off, removing the needles off of the turntables. So they're both good. I've used the 12s. The 12s are good. They have a little bit of a artificial feeling to them, if that makes any sense. Most DJs who use turntables will understand what I'm saying. There's just a little bit of an artificial to them, but they're still great. They're heavy. I'm not gonna lie. They're heavier than like a lot of turntables out there, but they're good. I don't have a problem with either one of them. And you have no more skips. No more skips at all. And you don't have to deal with the fact that with the phase, your battery is going to die. But if you go out to a club, you are not necessarily going to take your Rain 12s with you. So I think phases make more sense for a DJ that's on the move a lot. Okay, but if you're a mobile DJ or you don't do clubs, the 12s will do you just fine. Okay, Mark Gregory. Hi, Cleveland. Thanks for all your tutorials. Thank you. I appreciate you. I mean, I do it for you guys, so it has to work or there's no point in me doing them. Okay. Eche Palante. Hey, Cleveland, I want to run my Tractor S4 controller into my Pioneer DJM 900 Nexus 2 for better sound quality. I can't seem to figure out the software routing and no videos can answer the question. Doesn't your Tractor S4 have RCAs out? I would assume you would just go RCA to RCA. That's what I would do. You know, RCA to one of the RCA inputs or the aux. That's the easiest way. DJ Trey Money, what's your thoughts on Mixcloud's streaming service? I did a video on it. So you can probably check it. It's the last video I did. But in a nutshell, I think that there's a lot of potential there. So it's just a matter of time. There's some things that they need to work out. There's some things they need to tweak. But the fact that not only can you DJ visually without being kicked off, but you can monetize too. Because in my page, there were people that were like, this company did it and this company did it. And I'm like, well, that's great. But none of them are allowing you to monetize. This is the first one I've seen that's allowing you to monetize. So I'm all for that. You know, DJs need to make money doing what they're doing, especially now. Okay. Okay, DJ Trey Money, I did that. Okay. Rob Swift for scratching. Yeah, Rob Swift is dope. But beat junkies. So that makes perfect sense. DJ Earl is the GOAT. Yes, he is. And by the way, if you notice up top, DJ Rel 12, that is his Instagram. Seriously, follow both of those dudes. They're dope. Okay. DJ Metro. Hey, Cleveland. I'm trying to use Serato Video from my Mac, but would like to stream on OBS with a PC. Do I need a capture card to send the signal? Technically, yes. You got to output somehow. And there's a couple of different ways, but they get real complicated. I mean, you can do like an NDI approach, which is it's a protocol that does, it goes over wireless and Ethernet. So that's an option. But the easiest way, if you're not using the same computer, is to just go HDMI out of your computer to a capture card. That's going to be the easiest way. YouTube University. Yes, I've learned a lot. Everything I've ever learned, I go to YouTube first. Okay. Mark asks again, is VDJ 2020 considered as a professional DJ software? Well, I guess the question is, do you consider yourself a professional DJ? Because whatever you use, if you're a professional, is professional grade. But yes, VDJ 2020 is very much a professional software. A lot of people use it. And I have a subscription for it. I use it on occasion. But people ask me, are you still using VDJ? And I say, yeah, on occasion. But, when I moved over, I started with turntables. Okay, so I started with vinyl. All right, so then when I went from vinyl, they had the Denon CD disc things and all that stuff. And then they finally moved to CDJ. I stopped DJing completely until they came back with the Serato, the Scratch Live. And so Serato was the first app that I used for digital DJing. And it's just stuck in me here, Now for my DDJ 1000, I do use Rekordbox. Rekordbox is great, so I don't have a problem. VDJ works too. I don't have a problem with any software out there. They all do a good job. Just some people will say, especially people that are not in the know, that VDJ is for kids. And while it's not, it's definitely not. There's a stigma around VDJ that it's a toy. The reason being because in the beginning, VDJ was probably one of the most cracked DJ softwares on the planet. So everybody knew that if you were using Virtual DJ, it was because you had a cracked version of it. So DJs just wouldn't respect you. It's come a long way, but they still have that stigma to them. I talk to DJs right now, and I'm like, hey, what do you think about Virtual DJ? And they're like, what? Why? So it's fine. If you want to use VDJ, use VDJ. Just do me a favor. Don't use a skin. Don't put a Serato skin on top of Virtual DJ. That's just stupid in my book. If I'm going to use it, just be proud. Use it. I'm a VDJ guy. Now watch how I rock this crowd. Kill him with your skill. Okay. DJ Banks just followed DJ Rel. Smart man. Let's go back up. DJ Bad. Love what you're doing. Hey, man. DJ Bad is dope, too. Follow DJ Bad. I'm real happy that all these great DJs are on here. DJ Bad He's legit. So follow him too. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Okay. Let's see here. Lonell, what's the best brand of external hard drive in your opinion? They're all fine. I mean, I use Western Digital. I got a couple of Samsungs. I even have a couple of what's the stupid orange ones that are overpriced. So I say they're all fine if you're doing backups. Now, if you're asking me what you should use as an external, like to go DJ on the go, that's a different story altogether. I would say go with a solid state drive. Go with the biggest solid state drive you can find, and go with that because you don't want to deal with spinning platters while you're out on the go. If somebody bumps your computer and now you risk it going. I'm not a big fan of external drives. Okay, in all honesty, I'd say just get a bigger hard drive in your computer and let it all be in there. It's safer, it's easier, it's far more practical. That's just me though. Everybody's different. I mean, DJ Ice, he might be on here, but DJ Icy Ice, he's a huge guy that uses external drives. Kid Cut Up uses external drive. So to each their own. I prefer internal. Okay. All right. DJ Crush, does the Pro X XF Mesa Media hold an S9 and two turntables? I do not know, but I'm going to assume that it does. Wait, the Pro X XS, is that the convertible one? If that's the convertible one, I don't think they've made one for turntables yet. If it's the one that folds over, okay? Then no, they don't have one yet. They've been talking about it. They're working on it, but it's heavy. That's a heavy piece of equipment. Like you're going to need 2-3 people for that. Okay. Yeah, Lon Lee. Yeah, people should use Beat Junkies. You're right. They're very, very good. Like I said, their homeroom is some of the best I've seen out there. If you want to, it's not for beginners. It's more for intermediates, people that know how to scratch a little bit but want to hone their craft. So go with that. Tony Brown, I'm getting no audio in OBS. Can you help? I have no idea if I can help you. You might want to put a little bit more into the post, and then maybe I can help you. But if you're not getting any audio and OBS sees it, or you're just not getting any audio, there's a lot of things that can go into this. So put some more down below, and we'll go from there. What's up, Kenny Mac? Appreciate you coming on board. Roberto Vidal, Beat Junkies are awesome. Yes, you are right. Beat Junkies, one of my boys, Mr. Chalk. You know what's good about Beat Junkies, and a lot of DJ companies, but Beat Junkies in particular, because a lot of them were at different scratch companies at one time. So when they went to Beat Junkies, it's like they took a different approach. So everybody's just real cool there. And that's what I appreciate. It's not like anybody's better than the other. They're just like, hey, let me show you how to do this, and let's get you to where I am. And that's the most important part, getting you to where I am. There's no ego in it. Okay. All right. Practice is key. Yes, you are right. DJ Kenny, I'm a DJ for live mixtapes. Definitely. I mean, if you're doing it live anyway, hit record, and now you got 2 different ways to promote yourself. Because that's all we're doing right now. When you're streaming, a lot of people are mad because they're getting kicked off, and the label should do this and the label should do that. Don't look at it like that. Okay, just get that out of your mind. Think about it like, you know what? I'm able to show people what I can do, my skill sets, and when this is all over, they know that I'm the man or I'm the woman. So they're going to book me. There's tons of people out here that are currently getting booked to do things just because people saw them on their stream. Crystal, Miss Ninja. She did a huge thing on streaming. She was streaming like every day, and she's been booked like 5 corporations to do streaming on their stuff. So don't look at it like, I just don't want to do this or whatever. Try to find any way you can to make some money. That's key. Figure it out. If it's getting you exposure, do it. Okay. You got to try American Honey, Cleveland. Is that alcohol? I love the Jack Daniel's honey. That stuff is good. A little Jack Daniel's honey with some squirt. Nothing better than that on a hot day. Okay. All right. I am a DJ Sir. I am a DJ. Turntable has mobile DJ. Haven't been in the game 10, 15 plus years. I'm looking to get back into mobile DJing once this virus blows over. Do you have any suggestions for me? Start small. Start with people you know. Let them know that you're back in it and you're ready to go. And if you got any gigs for me, because when this thing blows over, I predict there's going to be a lot of house parties. So take that time to let people know that you're willing to DJ. You might have to come in a little lower because you haven't been DJing for a long time. Don't come in at some high price or like, I'll get Junior down the street to do it. He'll do it for a 6-pack. So you don't want to do that, but definitely want to get your name out there because that's really the only way at this moment that you're gonna do it. I mean, you can try throwing up Craigslist ads and answering those, but if that's the market you want to get in, you shouldn't worry about buying new equipment because that budget is cheap. All right, so that's just Craigslist for you. They're like, hey, I need a DJ for 12 hours. I'm paying $8 an hour. So if you're down, just let me know. Send me 5 demos and your headshots. I'm like, what? Screw that. I'm out. So that's what you get with Craigslist. Okay. DJ Banks, make yourself a drink, y'all. We're just chilling today. All right. Eleanor, you have subscribers in Africa, Ghana. Can you give my hometown, Accra? I don't want to say it wrong, but what up to Accra? I need to get to Africa. I need to get to Ghana. My partner Paris is always like, we're going to Africa this year. We're going to Africa this year. I want to go, but I don't want to get 37 shots. Like that's stopping me from going. The amount of shots that you need to take because I'm not trying to catch malaria or any other disease because they're not used to my chromosomes in Africa. Okay. Tony Kids, yes, my S9's a trooper too. I'm actually using the S9 right now to play the music that you're slowly hearing underneath. So yeah, the S9 is definitely works. If you hear that noise, it's because we're doing Zoom birthday parties nowadays. So that's the only way that people can get together is through Zoom. So that was the Zoom birthday party screen. The S9. What I like about the S9 is it has a direct. It has a direct drive. It sends out audio out of the USB. So that does it. I can't get it to work out of the 70. So the S9 does it. I have to go out of another piece of hardware on the 70. So it's not that big of a deal though. All right, JW Jagger. That's a great word. Being able to talk about what you need to work on is huge. Yes, agreed. Yeah, constructive criticism. That's the most important part. I mean, I've done plenty of parties, and I've gotten off the stage, and I'm like, God, that sucked. And it might have been okay for some people, but it's not okay for me. And if I tell people this all the time, if you get off a stage thinking that you did everything perfectly, and you could not improve on anything, you need to stop DJing because you're no longer listening to the cosmos because you need to be able to be critical of yourself. If you go through your mixtape and you're like, that was perfect. Nothing's better than that. You're probably done for. So always be able to be critical of yourself because nobody's perfect. All right. Did a Grandmaster Flash. You started somewhere. Exactly. Okay, PV, how long are we going to wait for Pioneer to release a replacement? What if it never comes? Look, cross your fingers. We know it's coming. Pioneer is too smart to not bring out one. The problem is, even if they were to bring out one, I mean, is this really the time to start promoting a mixer in the virus? I mean, I don't know that I would. I'd probably wait. So give it some time. I guarantee you they have to be coming out with one. DJ JW Yeager. I just heard a DJ play all 6 minutes of Now We Found Love, Heavy D. I thought about you. Keep that music moving. Yes. Don't stay in music too long. Get in and out. You don't have to be in and out, in 20 seconds, but fast. Think about people in their short attention spans. DJ Rel is the king of flying through music. I'm not even sure he plays the first sentence of the verse. No, I'm playing. But he's fast. Okay. Richard Ellis says, S9, best mixture I've ever had. I sent my Rain 72 back. It had too much going on. Yes, that is the argument about the 72. That it's just too much. The 70 removes all of that. So you're probably going to end up liking the 70. Okay. DJ Crush, J Crush, best mobile DJ table that can hold two turntables in the mixer. I mean, probably any one of the, oh God, I can't think of the name right now. Let's see. DJ Now. It's the one that everybody uses. I have a few tables. Some of them I can't stand, and some of them I'm like, okay, I'm okay with. And let's see, Grendorf. Grendorf has some good tables. Here's the thing, and honestly, I keep telling people this, and maybe they'll listen at one point. They're all made by the same companies. If you look at Grendorf or you look at American DJ and you see the tables and they're all the same, composite wood with the fold-out legs, they're all coming from the same companies. So the only thing I've seen, there's a couple, I think the Grendorf seem to have a better tolerance, and there are different sizes. Like the Grendorf has, there's like a little bit over 5 foot one, but then there's one that's like it's like 5.5 feet. And then there's one that's like 5 feet. I find that the 5 foot one is more sturdy than the bigger one. It just starts to bow in the middle over time. So go with the shorter one. Go with the one that's just big enough to hold everything with probably flight cases on, and then you'll be good. Okay. Prime 4 is awesome, but it takes a while to change over to engine software. Yes and no. I think that I learned it pretty quickly. Especially considering that you can move your playlist over. So if you can move your playlist over and you know how to use you use your playlist and you have like a Serato playlist, then you're fine. I don't think there's a problem with it. The hardest part is just searching and moving quickly through the pages since everything's a touch screen. But that's it. Okay. Let's see here. Ray, do you think all DJ software will go some subscription platform? Serato, Pioneer, Virtual DJ. I hope not. I know Pioneer, that's the way they're doing. Even when it's all said and done, technically speaking, even Serato is software based if you don't choose to purchase the whole thing. But I like owning software. I do. I don't want to have to pay for the ability to DJ. I think that's just silly to me. So I don't think there'll ever be a fully 100% software only. I think you'll always have those hardware dongles that we're talking about, like the DDJ 1000 or the XP1, that will activate the software. And what'll happen is, like I did with Serato, anytime a hardware came out, I was like, okay, does it come with a full license of Serato? Because if it doesn't, I'm not buying it. And that's the way I look at it. I only buy things that have full licenses. Okay. All right, hold on. We are going to take another quick break, and I'll see you back in just a minute. Okay, so by the way, make sure you guys, if you aren't following me on Instagram, that you do. It's there you go, Cleveland Terry _. That's the one you want to follow. I do a lot of things on there too, and actually a lot of my direct messages, people that communicate with me, do so through there. So it's the easiest way for me. Okay, let's get back to the questions. Okay. Do you think DJ software already? I just answered that. Okay. Waited 5 years for the picture to come out. Friend's gonna buy later. And he was asking me about the 70. Yeah, the 70 is a good mixer. It's a good mixer. Okay. Why doesn't my FX? This is from Richard Ellis. Why doesn't my FX sliders on the Pioneer XP2 work with the Pioneer S9? I've tried everything. If you're referring to the sliders on the sides, the dedicated effects ones, they should work just fine. Now the difference is they only work for specific things. So at least it does on my XP1. It doesn't work necessarily for all of your effects. So you'll have to take a look at that. So I don't know. Maybe it's possible. If I'm wrong and it only applies to the XP1, maybe it's defective. But I believe that the sliders on the sides are dedicated for specific effects. So I'm not really sure though. Okay. What do you think the next Pioneer CDJ will look like? It's going to look just like this one that you see right now. Nothing changes. Pioneer doesn't make sweeping changes. Pioneer is like Mercedes. When they update things, it's just slight changes. Now, the hardware internally will be better. The mechanisms will be better, but visually speaking, it's going to be very similar to the way it is now. Okay. When I answered that one. Okay, I'm gonna jump down to Bayardo. DJ Bar, what's happening, my friend? I'm in and out in 20 seconds and my girlfriend agrees. Bar got jokes today. Bar got jokes. I wouldn't put that in writing, man. That's gonna be there forever. Okay, all right, back up. Where is it? Oh, David Rose, do you think the Pioneer subscription plan will turn some DJs off? 100%, because it turns me off. Like I said, if I didn't own some hardware that was capable of accessing it, I probably would have walked away. Like if they told me my 1,000 required a subscription, I probably would have sold it, in all honesty, because I'm not for it. I'm not for subscriptions. All right, I know I jumped up and then it jumped down, so I got to go back up. Marcus, what's going on, man? What's going on? I gotta go back up. Okay. I gotta do commercial breaks. I gotta keep it lively. I can't just have just me talking. That's boring. We gotta make sure it's fun. I get all the ladies when I show off the Prime 4. I don't even know what that means, but I'm gonna say more power to you. Do your thing. Okay. Charles, thanks, man. Appreciate it. I do have an imagination. And in all honesty, it's something that takes a little bit of getting used to. And I know that about me. Because I am critical of myself. But I feel like if you can't be you, there's absolutely no point in existing. So I am me, like down to the core. I don't claim to be anybody else. I am who I am. So love it or hate it, that's me. And you can ask my sister. She'll tell you the same thing. Okay, Bomb Entertainment. Being that COVID-19 will be around for a while with changes. So I talked about this a little earlier. I think that nothing's going to change business-wise. I mean, we're still going to be providing sound and we're still going to be providing lighting and all those things. But at least for me, like I'm going to create an extra barrier. Like I'm no longer going to have people being able to walk right up to the DJ and talk. I might even throw up a tweet your song request thing. I mean, I'm not even sure yet, but I know that the space in between where the DJ is and where the people are, there's going to be a dramatic increase in space, just for my own self. But I think a lot of people, I think you're going to see some very large dance floors and people trying to push the keep your distance, but until they allow more than 50 people or more, I doubt you're going to see many events that don't take place in a backyard, to be honest with you. Okay, Mark, a lot of DJs are live streaming over IG and Facebook now. So what do you think about a beginner DJ? What should a beginning DJ to do to build an audience? Well, it's It's an interesting question because a beginning DJ still has a lot to learn about DJing versus just getting out there and trying to show your skills. Because there's one thing, especially with IG, I mean, I know I'm a little bit different, but like 80% of the people that follow me are DJs. So if I was a beginning DJ, I would have a hard time DJing knowing that maybe I'm not as good as I should be. So I would say keep practicing to where you get to a point where you know in your heart that you're good, that you can go through a session without huge, mess ups. That's the first step. Record your mixes first. Send them out to your friends. Send them out to other DJs. Send it out to me. Let me take a listen to it. Let me give you some advice. I've done that for a few people, and then go from there. But I wouldn't just go online without knowing the fundamentals of DJing. And beginning DJ is very vague. I don't know if literally you just started 2 weeks ago, or you just consider yourself a beginner because you're not selling your services. I mean, there's a lot in the middle there. Okay. Nerd Report, thoughts on the DDJ 1000. I have a video on that one, and it's the best controller on the market in my opinion. Let me rephrase that. It's the best scratch DJ controller on the market, besides like the NX, but I mean, everybody's different. The jog wheels on the 1000, I absolutely love. They are fantastic. So it's my favorite controller. I have a hard time using anything else because of that, to be honest with you. Okay, Mark, what is your t-shirt all about? Okay, so this says Check 12 Enterprises. This is actually my DJ company. So Check 12 Enterprises is my DJ company, and that's why I rep the shirts. I rep the shirts, I rep the hats, I rep everything. That's my company, so I'm going to rep. Okay. Has anybody found any good capture cards? And I know somebody else asked about that too. So here's the thing about capture cards right now. They're hard to find because when we hit the break, everybody went out and bought all the streaming and capture cards. I found mine via Amazon off of the warehouse deals. And mine, I think right now I bought it for like $95. That same card is selling for like $200 right now. And I mean, I think if the cheapest ones I found are probably around $130 to $140. And it's in my video, and it's also in my description. If it's not in my description, I'll post it in my description. But it's in my Amazon affiliates link. And the most important part is that they all do the same job, but they don't all work with specific hardware. I had a friend who was like, oh, what about this one? I said, make sure it's Mac first, because if it doesn't say Mac OS in the details, it will not work on Mac. So if you're PC, all bets are off. But Mac people need to make sure that there's Mac OS in the description. Okay. But right back to that. But if you're trying to buy one, just realize it's going to take 3 weeks to a month to probably get it, because they're just sold out. They're all gone. Okay. What do you think about Sound Switch? Sound Switch, I have one. Sound Switch is good. I have not used Sound Switch in a few months, to be honest with you, because when I first bought it, I bought Sound Switch not after the first update, but after the second one. Started using it, realized that it still required too much front-end work from me, so I put it to the side. I know that as of the last couple of updates, there's a lot of automatic things that are in there now that weren't in there before. So I actually have it with me. I have a couple of Chevet moving heads here and some uplights that I'm going to start messing with over the next couple of weeks and see if it works for me now. Because before it didn't work, I was using, which I still am, but I'm using Lightrider, which is also ADJ's version 2. But they all work the same. Lightrider, the ADJ version, they're the same thing. Okay. Okay. Marcus says, what up? Just got Rekordbox, and I was probably unsure how to scan my entire library. I don't know. I don't know if that says, I might have just added a word, so I'm going to wait for him to add it back in. So I'm sure what we're talking about here. Do you use Irig when you are live streaming? No, I do not. In fact, it's in my video, in my streaming video. I use two things. If I'm using my S9, I go direct because I have a secondary computer. So I go right into there and go OBS. I also have an old inbox that I use on my other computer too. There's nothing wrong with Irig. Irig works just fine. A lot of the DJs that are on here use Irig. So, and it works. Plus, Irig works with your phone. And you don't have to try to figure out if something is class compliant, so it will work. So nothing wrong with Irig. All right, Serato Video or Mix Emergency? Well, I only use Serato Video, but I know Mix Emergency is very good. I bought Serato Video not knowing that Mix Emergency ever existed. And I bought Serato Video before it was Serato Video, when it was Scratch. So my code goes all the way back there. So I've never used Mix Emergency, but I've seen people use it, and it looks like it does a whole bunch of cool things, like the green screens and all that stuff. That's really, really cool. Okay. What's the best way to get yourself started in the DJ business besides live stream? Start small. I think I already said this before. Start small. Get in with your friends. Start doing your friends' parties. Then grow from there. There's nothing worse than a DJ trying to do big things when you're not ready to do big things. Because not only does that make you look bad, and they tell all their friends how bad you were, but then you make all the other DJs look bad, and then people start calling me like, hey, you don't do this, do you? Because I was at this one party and this DJ did this. Like, I don't want to have to argue why you've done the things you did. You know what I mean? I don't want to justify it. So start small. Start with your friends. Start doing, like, I don't know how old you are, but start with your friends. Start doing college things, high school things, block parties, to get your mixtapes out. The streaming works because the streaming gets you into eyes that maybe didn't know you were doing it before. Right now, people are sitting at home on their computers, on their phones. So if they know you DJ, when somebody says, hey, I need a DJ, they can go, oh, you know what? My friend so-and-so does it. You should call him. You know, but don't do it until you're ready. You know, that's the one thing I'm going to say. Don't do it until you're ready. And how do you know you're going to be ready? You don't. But I think you know deep down when you're good enough to DJ things that have responsibility behind it. You know, if you're DJing your school event, if you're DJing your house party, when you mess up, nobody cares. You just keep going. You mess up a wedding, a corporate event, that's not going away. So just remember that. Okay. Have you tried the DJ 800? No, I have not. But it's pretty much the 1000 with smaller jog wheels, and it actually has the sound, the feedback reducer. Besides that, it's the same controller. Nice beginning controller. I think I talked about this earlier. SP3, probably the smallest one I would go with. There's nothing wrong with the SP2, but I have friends that have it, and it always gets glitchy on them, so probably the SP3. I mean the actual routing of within the software. You are correct. I'm running RCA from the main out of the S4 to channel 3 of the mixer. You shouldn't have to route it if you're going into channel 3. You should have a switch on the hardware that allows you to switch from like auxiliary to mixer. So it should be on there, maybe on the backside. And the backside should say RCA or CD line or phono. You want to switch it to line, CD line. Okay. Budget capture cards, they're as long as it depends. They're all good, but just realize that again, make sure that if you're using Mac, it says Mac. Anything else, I don't have a list of budget capture cards. Mine is technically a budget capture card, and mine says literally HD capture card on front of it. Like that's how budgeted it gets. But I've found other capture cards that literally are the exact same hardware because they're all made in China, and they work just fine, and they're literally the same specs. Okay, let's skip around here. I use a DJ mixer to use for making songs a little better. I think that the next generation and stuff is pretty good using too. I don't know what that means. Sorry, pal. Hey, what up, Marcus? How's it going, man? I met that man at NAMM. Dope dude. Okay, do you remember Final Scratch by Stanton? I do. I'm glad we are here now, besides then. Okay, tell us about yourself. Just how you just found your channel out with OBS. How old are you? I'm not telling you how old I am. Where do you live? Family? Job? Hobby? Well, if you actually watch my videos, a lot of those things I do talk about in my videos. But I live in Southern California. I live in Ventura County, right outside of LA. My office is in LA. I am a professional DJ. I own a DJ company, and we do about 300 events a year. And so all of my day in the lives are based upon that. I said we did do 300. Now we do like 20 because who knows when we're going back. But besides that, I am a family. I have kids. I have a wife. I have a home. I have a mortgage. I have a pool. I got dogs. You know, I'm the American dream. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Lacey is the other hardware. You got it. Okay. Can you do a video on how you organize your crates and even cue points? I can do that, and I will do that because that's been asked a couple of times now. You can't use the hard drive in Prime 4 when you're on Serato. Correct. You have to shut down Prime 4 in order to use the hard drive. There's no pass through. It's one or the other. Okay. Family officer for sure. Waddy J, yes, they are down there at the Bee Junkies. So we jump around. Whatever happened with the Prime Go? Nothing. It's right there. Just have to do the video. I've done a couple of live streams using the Prime Go. So you'll see that video coming up probably next week if I can get some B-roll on it. I don't like to just throw videos together. Hopefully you know that. Okay. Mark, thank you so much. Appreciate you. I'm honest, and that's all I can be. I think that one of the reasons why my fan base is what it is because I am honest, and I do tell it like it is, and I'm not sponsored by one company. And even people that send me emails like, hey, you want to check out my stuff? You want to review it? I'm like, yeah, I'll review it, but if it sucks, I'm going to say it sucks. So I'll say it with a nice spin, but I'm still going to say it. So that's where I live my life, honesty. Okay, I'm not spending for no six pack. That's the you are right. Okay, Gravity 1. Thanks, Gravity. Gravity is from Africa, right? I hope I'm saying it right. I believe he's from Africa. Dope DJ too. He's actually from another company called Scratch DJs. Scratch DJs, did I say that right? It's been so long since I've been there. If I'm wrong, I have been drinking, so let me know. But either way, yeah, he's African, so he just told me not to do it. I don't need all those shots. And I think I think it's like rabies. Like they put them in like your stomach. Like, no thanks. I would like to do a Zoom birthday party for myself. How can I do that? I have Serato. Okay, so Zoom parties, the Zoom will take any hardware that is supported on your computer. So if you have, don't think about Serato, think about the hardware. So if you have like an S9, technically speaking, you can plug right into your computer. Although you probably want another SD card and another external card because you're probably going to get the tone if you do it with turntables. It only gives you the tone on turntables. It doesn't do it if you're using like controllers. So you would need an external card for that. But you definitely could. If you go into the settings in Zoom, it says mic and then it says video, and then you can click on the down, and then you have all the options of the things that are audio enabled stuff on your computer. Yeah, Rel is hooks only. He's very true. So you think I'm bad, and people were like, "How dare you?" Rel literally only plays hooks like the whole time. Every so often he'll play some words, but that's probably when he was taking a shot. But besides that, he's doing hooks in and out all night long, and it works for him. It's too quick for me. It feels off for me, but it works for him, and he's dope at it. So hey, what can you do? S9 Serato would probably be called R9. I doubt it. It's probably just going to be called whatever it is, to be honest with you, because you can use the S9 with Serato right now. So, and it's still the S9. So I figure it's probably still going to remain the S moniker. Okay. Big up UK. You're attempted to move the Rain 70, or are you waiting the S10 or whatever it's called? Well, I'm on the Rain 70 for now. It's giving me everything that I need. So I'm liking what I'm seeing right now. I'll keep using it until something else better comes out. And see, I have the luxury of having a whole bunch of parties. So if something else comes out and I like it, I'll buy one of those and then I'll just ship the other ones down. And then DJ Raul will be like, "Hey man, where's that Rain 70 at? It's not on my gear." So I have that luxury. If it were just me and I bought it and that was it, then I would just stick with the Rain 70 because it gives me everything I need. Okay. Eleanor, for my story, everyone liked and really enjoyed my set. The guy was hating on me. Yeah, because he was a promoter. Promoters are the worst. He probably wanted one of his dudes to be on, and you got on in his spot, so he was mad. Promoters, you can't trust promoters, in all honesty. Okay, Marcus, did you check out DJ Jeff's video? Yeah, they're constantly updating their hardware. So the Rain 12's guaranteed. He's probably got another version, guaranteed, and they did look different. Okay. What's your feeling about all of these big names having trouble with these live streams? They all seem to have issues. Why doesn't anyone test this stuff before going live? Because things happen. You can test things. I went live on one of my videos and I had just gotten my Rain 70. And when I realized that I couldn't get it to send out a clean tone, I put my inbox back on. But I didn't realize that I didn't mute the 70. So there was tone in there. I realized it. I shut it down. It happens. Keep in mind, a lot of these people are doing it for free, man. They're not charging anything for it. So it's on them. If they want to play tone for 60 minutes, they play tone. It's on them. So I wouldn't put too much stress on them. Literally, all they're trying to do is make people happy. How do I set latency properly? Latency on what? On OBS? On your mixer, on your turntable. There's so many things. Rekordbox is not all subscription. I didn't say that it was. Like I said before, if you have hardware that works with it, Rekordbox works just fine. But a lot of the Rekordbox stuff is subscription only. So, it depends on what hardware you have. Okay. Mike Beats, what's going on, man? Nice. Thank you. I got to take a little mental break sometimes. Okay, Mark and DJ Rumpus. I'm in my kitchen making dinner for my 6-year-old. Thanks for keeping it clean. You're welcome, man. I try. I'm the clean guy. Every so often, anytime I DJ on, it's funny. When I DJ Facebook or YouTube, I play nothing but clean music. When I get on Instagram, I don't know what it is, but I play the dirtiest of the dirty music, and I can't figure out why. I just feel like I don't know. Maybe it's because my mom's not sitting on Instagram. I don't know. Okay. How are you running this live stream? I'm running it through OBS. So I have an OBS system sitting up with my stream key right into YouTube. Okay. All right. Lorenzo asks, would you recommend JBL over RCF for speakers? I've seen some RCF that are beasts. I like to buy speakers once. You know what? I've never used RCF. I've been using JBL. I've used Sherwin Vega. I've used Mackie. And what I have found is you get what you pay for. So the more expensive the product in any product line you buy, the better the equipment is going to be. So just take it for what it's worth. Let's see. I have the JBL PRXs and the JBL SRXs. And the SRXs blow the PRXs out of the water. But they are much more expensive. So, you get what you pay for. Okay. Okay. The jogs are similar to the RX. Oh, so fabulous. No problem. Underground house or hip hop? Hip hop. Always hip hop. Always. Any feedback on the Roland Serato controllers? They're good. They feel a little plasticky to me. They do a good job, but I don't know. They're fine. They're fine. I was trying to get some Roland equipment here, but I couldn't get a hold of any of the Roland guys when I was at NAMM. So maybe next year. Okay. All right, how to build an audience when you're an underground DJ besides professional DJs doing live streams, YouTube and Facebook. Don't stress over professional DJs. If you want to build an audience, just do it. You know, people spend too much time thinking about all the levels they need to be at in order to do something. Oh, when I get this, I'm going to do this. And when I get this, I'll be ready to do this. That's not how it works. When you're ready enough, do it. Then, if you need to make changes after you've seen what you've done, make changes, add on, keep growing, keep building. You're going to learn from all of your mistakes and you're going to have to keep doing it. But don't stress over professional DJs. I DJ for Facebook. I don't have any professional DJs watching me besides, people, my crew of people. But I also have, 90 family and friends watching me. And then those 90 family and friends are going to recommend me to somebody else and so on and so forth. And that's how it works. Think of it as just like you're just keeping your name out there. But don't think professional and don't think that everybody's watching professional DJs. To be honest with you, a lot of professional DJs out there aren't DJing for people. They're DJing for themselves. And when I say that, I don't mean like they're DJing to, I don't mean that they're DJing just music they want to hear. I mean like they're over scratching and they're doing all these tricks and everything. Like that's cool and all. And if you're in the mood for that, do it. And if you were in the mood to watch it, do it. But in reality, a lot of people just want to sit in their kitchen, like my man said here, he's sitting in his kitchen, with it on the TV. They just want to have good music play so they can dance in their kitchen and get the world off of their mind. So just find a niche, do you. Underground music's going to be harder. It's going to be harder to get your name out there because right now there are no clubs. But if you start posting stuff to Mixcloud and you start tagging it properly, to Mixcloud, SoundCloud, if they don't block you, and all these other things, then people will slowly start to know about you. When I started YouTube, I had 1 subscriber. That could have been my mom. I don't even know. And the first year, I had nothing. I had 15, 20 subscribers. And then I kept doing it because nothing is quick. Nothing is immediate. And if you want to build a following, you got to start with grassroots, and you got to make sure that your content is quality. You got to make sure what you're doing is quality. And then people will slowly start to talk about you just because. So for instance, with me, I've honestly gained, I think somewhere around 3,000 followers in the past 2 weeks. Okay. Or 3 weeks. Now, the reason why it happened that way is because I've been producing quality content. And then finally, when a video that was relevant to what people wanted to see at that moment, then they realized, oh my God, this guy is actually producing some other stuff. So it's a whole thing. Don't worry about now. Right now, you're just developing your craft. You're just developing your fan base. Start with 1, go from there. Okay. Nope, I don't have any underground DJ pages because, I guess it depends. What do you consider underground too? Okay. Okay, 800 is the same, but main different jog wheels are not pressure sensitive like the 800, like the 1000. No, the jog wheels are smaller. And right there is why I don't own an 800 because I prefer to have the bigger jog wheels. And yeah, they're not pressure sensitive, but if you're going to buy the 1000, you're buying the 1000 because of the jog wheels. So that's all that matters to me anyway. Okay. Let's see. Is there any more? Okay. Newmark, NV2, unlock Serato. My controller is hooked up. Serato seems like it reverts to either an older version of the program or a limited version. I don't know if Newmark is a full version. In all honesty, I have no idea. But if it is, you have to make sure that your Serato is set up in the cloud so it knows and you actually had it processed because that's probably why it's reverting. So I don't know. Save latency settings. I changed from 10 to 2. There's only so small that your computer, that your hardware can naturally do. And a 10 millisecond latency latency is pretty damn good. I mean, it's still a controller. So, I mean, I wouldn't think it needs to be so super low, but 10 milliseconds is fine. Okay. I hate Mixcloud. Records and sneakers. Okay. Not for everybody. But it may be the future, Back to the Future Entertainment. What's going on, man? Straight out of KC. Nice. Any thoughts on why DJs seem to prefer Serato rather than Tractor? Okay, so somebody actually asked me that question in one of the things. Why don't you ever talk about Tractor? And the honest truth is because I've never used it. And I don't have a reason to use it. People who use Tractor love it. Okay, that's fine. But there are so many softwares out there that I don't feel like I need to learn one more. Now, if and maybe at some point I'll use it, but the last things I was hearing was, Tractor went away from they're more, it seems like they're falling apart a little bit here. Because I started to think about it and then it just, I don't know, man. I'm sure it's a good software, but people use Serato because Serato is, I'm going to say something and people are going to get pissed off, but Serato in Rekordbox, and people saw my video, are industry standard. It's just the facts. People use Serato because their DJ friends tell them to use Serato. And when they learn with Serato. And if they go to DJ training classes, they're using Serato. That's why everybody uses Serato. Rekordbox, if you're using any of the Nexus line and you're using thumb drives, you're using Rekordbox. They will tell you need to use Rekordbox because you need your thumb drives. So that's why these two softwares are so important. I know a lot of people overseas use Tractor. I don't know anybody in my circle, in my network, that uses Tractor. I don't know one person. I mean, even Craze left Tractor. So nothing wrong with it, but they're all good. They're all good though. Thanks, Eleanor. I know I will. I know I would love Ghana. That's where my roots are from. I did my little 23andMe, and I'm like 100%. So, okay. Do you think turntables will go all digital? I mean, they're already there. It's worth buying something with a needle. I mean, look, to me, it's all about choice. So if you are going to use something, having the ability to move from normal turntables to playing vinyl, if you finally feel like you want to get into the vinyl mood. I mean, I think that's more important. So I would always have turntables. I would always have some needles, but everybody's different. Everybody's different. You just got to do you. So, all right. Do you like QSC over older G2 JBLs? G2 JBLs are workhorses. They're the ugliest things on the planet, but dang, do they sound good. That's the wrong word. I don't want to say they sound good. I want to say you can drop them off of the Empire State Building and they'd probably still work. But there are better sounding JBLs out there than the G2s. Okay. At least the older G2s anyway. Okay. Well, then if you have to tell me, I'm going to answer all the questions. Okay. Anything else here? I'm going to stick around for another 15 minutes and then I'm definitely going to get off. I was only going to keep this for an hour, but hey, people are asking, so keep going. Okay, what audio interface would you recommend for running tables with the mixer, DJ controller, and machine? I mean, any mixer would work. Basically, I mean, you would go with one of the Yamahas, the cheap ones, the MGX10s or something like that. They have an audio input interface too. So, but any mixer with RCAs or XLRs or quarter inch, it's all you really need. What do you need to do for a YouTube station? What do you need to do? Just start it. I'm assuming you're talking about the YouTube channel. Just start it. I mean, you got a Gmail, you can start a YouTube account. All right. Can you talk about the pros and cons of the PRX series over the EVs? I can't talk about it intelligently. I can just tell you the PRXs are good, but in my opinion, they're just slightly better than the JBL 515 XTs. That's what I will say. The EVs, people swear by them, and they do hit. So, you know, I'm sure you can't be wrong. 12 tops and 15 subs. Yeah. I'm a big fan of 15s in the tops, not 12s, but, you know, but the 12s work too. Are Atom Studio speakers as good as advertised? Never used Atom speakers. Maybe I get a couple more thousand followers, they start sending them to me. But right now, I have no idea. Gemini PT2000s any good? I don't use Gemini. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. So while I'm looking at these to figure out what I want to do, we're going to take another break. See you in 2 and 2. Okay, back to us. All right. In my opinion, Serato, this is from Mike Beats, is smoother, and all the club DJs like myself use Serato only. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't know if it's smoother. To be honest with you, I think that Rekordbox has a lower, at least before Rekordbox 6, I haven't tested Rekordbox enough, but it has a lower strain on the processor than Serato. Serato can be a little bloated, but they still work great. Okay. Back to the Future says I'm a tractor man. Sweet. I get it. Can a small speaker be good by Timothy? Yes. Yes, they can. Don't think about it as a small speaker. Think about the size of the venue you're trying to perform in. Because no matter what, a small speaker is only going to go so far. So, but there's a lot of small speakers out there that hit. You know, there's some. I know that the Mackie, or no, the QSC 10s. Those hit plenty loud. Williams, I know you're certified old school. I am, man. I am. Okay. Over there. You know, I've never used Play FM, but I would upload to everywhere. Upload, you know, get some experience, get some listens, share them with your friends, see what they think, and go from there. All right. Thanks, Soul Fabulous. Max Lewis, do you think the NS7 controller should have bigger platters? I mean, it's always better too. But because they're motorized, there's a little more play to them. So I'm okay with that. Hope Trump sends out another check so I can upgrade. You know, that's great, JJ. For some of us, these things are actually going to save us for the next couple of months. But I'm glad you could buy a home entertainment system. I need to take that and keep that for bills and groceries and food because, you know, money's a thing. For me anyway. Yeah, Wadi, QSC 10s, they are amazing. Still rocking vinyl, plan to do a vinyl set. I have been thinking about it. I got to pull my vinyl together. I don't have all my vinyl like I used to. It's all kind of packed away. I do have probably, I don't know. I think I got enough for at least a 30 minute set. I mean, it depends on how long I play for. So, I have somebody wanting to ask me a question. So let's pause for just 1 second here. Hold on one moment. Okay, I got people sliding notes under my door right now. Okay, back to this. Rock and vinyls. Yeah, so I hope to do a vinyl set at some point soon. Got to make sure all my needles still work. I haven't touched them since I've been using my phases. Which MacBook would you recommend for starting out DJing? Any of them will work. The new MacBook, I think it's just the MacBook. I think it's the 13-inch one. It's like for under $1,000. That's a fantastic computer. So as long as you're not doing a lot of video, you're fine. You're fine. Okay, what's your recommendations on where to order custom vinyls with magnets attached? Okay, so there is a guy out there by the name of Digi Logo Designs. Digi Logo Designs. He's on Instagram. He does those where he puts the magnets inside the vinyl. So that's definitely one. My vinyl comes from him, Digi Logo Designs, and he's dope. And he's super. He's cheap. He's fast. I mean, he gets those things printed up and sent to you in like under a week. So Digi Logo Designs. Okay. What you recommend to do? All right. How can I get some of my mixes to you to check out? So if you're gonna send me mixes, and I preface this with when I have time, because I get a lot of messages now on IG, but just send it to my IG. Take your share link and copy it and put it right into a message on my IG, and I'll listen to it when I can. Okay, and 90s hip hop vinyl set. Yes, definitely. Audio 10, video 10. Thank you, Eleanor. I strive to impress, so I'm glad I did. Could I do live streaming with only one laptop? Yes, you can, but you need another piece of hardware. You're going to need another audio card. That's very, very important. Okay. Now, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to check one more just to make sure I didn't answer anything. Are you a full-time DJ? Yes, I am. Oh, one more thing. Where's a good place to get DJ drops? Like them saying your names? I don't know. I mean, there's a couple of sites out there that will do it, but a lot of people just make them on their own. You know what I mean? Make your own drops. Get your wife or your daughter. You know, just enjoy. Or your son, whatever. Or you do it, and then throw a whole bunch of processing over it. There's a lot of options. I want to talk about streaming real quick. Yes, there is always a delay when you stream. People keep saying, how come there's a delay when I stream? And when I say delay, I'm talking about the time between your post and the music popping up on IG or Facebook or YouTube or Twitter, whatever. There's always going to be a delay. You can't get around that. There is a delay right now on this video, because your computers can only be so fast, okay? So it's going to process based upon the speed of your network. So the faster your network, the smaller the delay. Okay. And the last thing is about people, and I'll answer one more question on here, about being copywritten notified, okay? Like if you're on Facebook and you get that notification that says, oh, somebody has claimed your video or YouTube, that does not mean, it's not a bad thing, okay? It just means that you can't monetize the video. The only time it affects you is when you get a copyright strike. And I have done at least 3 live stream videos. I haven't gotten a strike on one of them. I've gotten claims, copyright claims, but that's it. So don't worry about that. I mean, just do you. Just, play the music, until you get booted. IG, whole different animal. That's a whole different video. Okay. And last but not least, what is your preferred DJ headphones? So I have 2 sets of headphones, technically 3, that I use. I use my go-to headphones are my V-Moda Crossfade Wireless 2 headphones. And where are they? They are these right here. Love them because you can customize them. You can make them yours. Let's see if we can get them in so where this thing picks it up. I'll do this. The mic. Of course, now it doesn't want to find itself. There we go. Okay, so I had these custom plates made. They're super, super dope. They are really a good fitting headphone. But I also use the Pioneers, the HEJ. I think they're the 2000s, the MK2 2000s, and my partner just got the brand new ones. Paid a grip for them, so you know it. But these work for me, and they're built like tanks. Honestly, they're built like tanks. Let me put this thing down so I can get back there. There we go. Built like tanks. So that's why I like these. Plus, they fold completely flat and they compress. Okay. And how do you capture the video by NDI? Whole different video. And we'll make it soon enough. Ashley Vanderha, great show. Thanks. What did you take on Tractor? Like I said before, I was told it was the best and #1 DJ software out there. Their hardware is the best and everything else sucks. Whoever told you that was wrong. There's plenty of software and hardware out there that are fantastic. Tractor was very, very good and is still good when the competition wasn't operating at the same level. But now these companies out here, you know, I mean, Serato's stretching algorithm, their stretching plugin is second to none. And it has flip and all these other things. So, you know, they're just fans of Tractor. No big deal. Do you think Denon will be the club standard this coming years? I don't know. It's gonna be hard. Just because Denon requires either it to be all in one, or you're gonna bring Serato. I think you're gonna see a lot more of the larger pioneers becoming the standard that does Serato and USB versus Denon. People still prefer Pioneer. Pioneer is still the standard when it comes to club stuff, not Denon. Okay, and yeah, only 80 people watching, 42 thumbs up. Yeah, but the amount of people that were watching, I thought I should have had more thumbs ups. But hey, neither here nor there. DJ Angel, any way to get music to shows? Any way to get music videos to show on live stream? Yeah, I talked about that. And Bomb Entertainment, real quick. Serato Bridge was not replaced. I was so angry when they removed that. So angry. So no, now they just have Ableton Live syncing in there, which is not the same. Like not even close to being the same. Okay, and the last question. Is any way to get music videos on the show and live stream? Yes. If you're using your own computer, if you're using OBS, you can capture the video to do it in there. If you're using another computer, you're gonna have to go out of the HDMI into a camera, into a capture card. That's the only way. So, all right, guys, it is 8 o'clock on the dot. I am done. Thank you guys for checking out the video. You're gonna make me want to do more of these. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Make sure you follow me on the Twitters. Make sure you follow me on Twitch because I'm starting to DJ there more. And obviously there's YouTube and my Mixcloud. Most of them are all just Cleveland Terry. Okay, the only ones that are underscore, Cleveland Terry underscore are Instagram and Twitter. Only ones. Besides that, everything else is just Cleveland Terry. Once, guys, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. And we will do this again. But if I don't talk to you soon, we'll talk later. Peace out, y'all.